We are going to speak to basic user interface. I have a lot of users, in this course with a lot of different capabilities and understanding of the software. So I want to make sure we have a good foundation today. So as we start to move forward next week, we are familiar with where these items are located and what we're looking for. I'm going to go ahead and X out of that. I'm just going to point out real quickly what the software looks like here. I'm going to hide this so it's not in the way. So we have our quick pick bar up here at the top. We have our tabs below here. And then we have all of our tools and our icons that we can do within each of these tabs. I'm going to spend the rest of the course kind of going over all of these and specifically touching on that which is important to us over the next additional 4 weeks so that we all kind of know where we're going to live in this software and where we're going to do most of our work. Let's start up here at the quick pick bar on the very top. You're going to recognize a lot of these icons, a lot of these symbols. So new scene, open a file, save, just like you would have in a Word doc. You have your cut, copy, paste, or you can do the Control-C, Control-V as well. You have the ability to print from here. Another way to access the preferences that we just went through. So if I were to tap this, it's going to bring me right back to my preferences. Layer Manager. We are going to talk about this a lot. If you don't use layers now, you are going to learn to love them throughout this class, or no certificate for you. Just kidding. But I really love layers. We all preach layers constantly. They will make your life immensely easier if you start using them, if you aren't already. Layers can be accessed here. Up in the top, it's these 3 sheets of paper. Layers is also here and in a couple other locations as well. So we will be looking for layers often. The little paper airplane next to that is total view. We will also be working with this. This is how we're going to create our fly-through videos. So when I played that first video of you with a background of the scene and the news clips, there was a fly-through video of this particular project. So we're going to learn how to create that, but we're going to add a little bit to it. So we're going to add importing scene images. So you've got your little floating images that pop around there. So you could have in your scenes, you could have, for instance, your scan data of your body, and then you could have a floating either an identification photo or a specific injury photo, so that as it's flying through the scan data, you could see that as well. To the right of that is snapshot, just like what it sounds. It's basically taking a screenshot of whatever image that you have on your screen. Undo, redo. These are a favorite, right? If you make a mistake, you can undo. This is huge because in the scene software, it's not that easy. So this is where you find your undo and redo little arrows. Next to that, the next 5 icons here are all for about zoom and visibility of your scene. If you lose your scene off in space, and you can't figure out where you are, and you're sick and tired of trying to figure out how to navigate in 3D, you can click on Zoom All, so it's the circle with the cross arrows here, or you can type a ZA on your computer. Next to that is a zoom window where you can draw a window around the area that you want to be zoomed in your view, in your workspace. Zoom in, zoom out, and a magnification window. We probably won't talk too much about this, but you do have the ability to kind of have an additional window on the right side of your screen that's magnifying whatever it is that you see in your workspace. Right here to the right-hand side, we have T for text. So this is how you put text in there. We will be doing a lot of text in our diagram to practice those skills. Dimension, line. So if you're ever looking how to do some quick measurements, you can pick this icon here. It's also right here. And then finally, your units. So this is always the big question. Why am I in meters? Especially if you just downloaded this software. You can go into this, or if you hang on a minute, I'm going to walk you through units in a moment. And to the right, search. You can really type anything in here. So if I type shooting, you will see that it gives me some options. If I type, oops, click on dimension line, it's not what I wanted. If I type blood, you'll see that it gives me some MP4s. It gives me some PDFs. It gives me links. So use the search bar if you're ever looking for anything, or just go to FARO Assist or phone a friend. We're now friends. Tabs here on the top. We're going to kind of go through these briefly. So I'm going to start with the home tab, and then I'm going to skip over the things that aren't important to us in the next 4 weeks, but I will spend some time here on the things that we will be using.